What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. Now, before I get into the topic of this video, I do want to say, originally, I didn't plan on doing any video like this. I don't think any of us planned on anything like this. So, let's, excuse me, remember that. You know, originally, I was supposed to do a debunking anti-gunners video today. But I'll go ahead and do that in a little bit instead. So, we have to discuss the elephant in the room here, something I haven't gotten to speak about because it's only happened a few days ago. The assassination attempt on former president and future president Donald Trump. We're going to talk about a couple of things that, definitely could have been done to avoid this. We're going to talk about my opinions on the whole situation, generally speaking. And I have a good feeling that this video is going to have a pretty solid rant with it. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so I want to start this video off and start my thoughts and everything off by saying, rest in peace to the man who did lose his life. My condolences are out to his family. My condolences are out to all the other people who got shot. Now, with that being said, the fact that President Trump is alive right now, no matter how you want to argue it, some of y'all, I might lose subscribers. I might lose subscribers for this. Who knows? But that was divine intervention. That was God working right there. I'm sorry, but there's nothing any of y'all can say to disprove what I'm telling y'all. When you look at how slight of a head turn it was, that, dude would have gotten domed. Our president would have gotten domed right there. Oh, let me adjust this real quick. Sorry about that. Should have had that ready beforehand. Back to what I was saying. That was purely divine intervention. That is my take on this. Christ said, nope, not his time. Now, moving forward from that, I want to talk about a couple of things that, could have been done that would have avoided the situation entirely. And this also is going to piss off a lot of people. All right. So, for starters, there shouldn't have been any women on the Secret Service teams. I'm sorry. I don't care how mad people get, but I'm just pointing out the truth here. There should be 0 women in the Secret Service. The fact that the head of the Secret Service right now is a woman is absolutely baffling to me. It makes 0 sense whatsoever. Now, some of y'all might be wondering, oh, Mark, are you sexist? I mean, if your definition of sexist is me pointing out the fact that men and women are biologically built differently, that men, generally speaking, are going to be built much more strong, much more fast, and better in combat situations. If me pointing out that biologically proven fact makes me sexist, yes, 100% then I am. Yes. Like, people think that I'm so scared of having a label like sexist on me. I don't care, bro. Like, I'm a married man, dude. I don't care what any other woman in the world thinks about me other than my wife, my mother, and maybe my grandmother and my sister. I don't care about any other woman's opinion of me. So anybody can call me sexist. It won't make a difference to me. Now, with that being said, why do I believe there should not be any women on the Secret Service, besides the fact that biologically speaking, they're not really built for jobs like that? Is because of the simple fact that the Secret Service is the best of the best. There's no other way to phrase it. That's simply what they are. They are the best of the best. And I don't know if y'all can tell, I'm extremely tired. So me doing this video right now, having to put out exactly how I'm feeling about this while restraining myself from using words that, just wouldn't be appropriate of me to use, it's taken a lot of willpower. It really is. There is no such thing as a woman being the best of the best when it comes to a combat arms situation, which is what Secret Service is. Now, some of y'all might be wondering, oh, well, what did the women do in particular that, caused it to not be as good? Well, I mean, most of the women I saw that were Secret Service, when shots were being let off, instead of running to put their bodies over President Trump like they're supposed to do, they just duck down, worry about themselves. And then one of them's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And has to be led basically to be told, oh, you have to be a human shield, do your job. She couldn't even cover because she's a woman. She is much smaller. I hate to say this, Trump is a big guy. Like, let me make this 100% clear here. For how tall did we find out Barron Trump was? Barron Trump is 6'9" tall. I'm sorry, but that didn't just, that height didn't come from nowhere. That came from a certain side of the family. And I can tell you whose side of the family it was, seeing as his dad, while being shorter than him, is still taller than I am. I am 6'1". Trump is taller than me. He's 6'3". Thank you, baby. So there's no chance that any of these women Secret Service agents would have been able to physically shield him anyways. That's for starters, all right? So literally beyond just the aspect of mentally being hardwired different for combat situations, physically not built enough to do the job. You have to be bigger, all right? And women just unfortunately don't naturally come that big, all right? And I'm not saying big as in fat, because I really don't think a bunch of fat women protecting the president is going to do much better either. Maybe you think, yeah, no? She doesn't want to answer because she knows that people are going to get mad. No, I don't think a bunch of fat women should be protecting the president either. My point, basically, is that in almost every aspect, the women who were on the Secret Service team failed. One of them literally couldn't even holster her gun. I know everybody saw that, especially if you watch my channel. My channel is basically only firearms, all right? I know y'all saw that this woman couldn't holster her gun. Then she had to sit there and just act like she's holding it, looking around. And then 2 seconds after she does that, finally is able to holster it. We all saw that. All right. Now, moving on from that aspect of why I feel this could have been avoided and things would have been a lot better. Just beyond that, I want to talk about the fact that the shooter was less than 150 yards from the president. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the number was 146 yards, but less than 150 yards. A yard is 3 feet. So that's literally less than 450 feet from our president with a rifle. Now, there was a officer who climbed up the ladder that this piece of trash used to get onto the rooftop to shoot at Trump. Now, this officer did nothing. He essentially, he got the rifle pointed at him, went down, said nope, and then he supposedly reported in a suspicious person. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but well, you know what? We'll even play devil's advocate and say he did. Nothing still happened. Secret Service, at least the snipers that are on the other rooftops, you guys saw him. You know you did. As a matter of fact, I saw a post that was I saw a post that was from one of the snipers in the photos that you see. And they literally said, we had knowledge of this guy being there for 3 minutes. We were told to not do anything until something happens. And I did not want to do that. My job is to take him out right then and there. And I was told otherwise. And I kept waiting for the orders to shoot him. And I shouldn't have. And as soon as shots went off, I realized I shouldn't have and shot. Wow, yes, you did shoot. You did stop the threat. Of course. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you didn't do that. What else were you going to do? Were you going to let people just keep getting shot? Were you just going to let that happen? No, you were probably going to shoot anyways. So regardless of whether the president was there or not, you acted the same way as you would have beforehand. And that's not what you're supposed to do. Like, when we're talking about who's going to be a former leader and once again going to be the future leader again of the freest nation in the country, you need to take extra precaution. Oh, did anybody see that guy on the roof over there? Is he one of us? Nope. Okay. It would have been done. It would have been done. There were people who were notifying police even, who were closer to the shooter, who were saying, look, there's a guy on the roof with a gun. And the police basically did nothing. Truth be told, in so many ways, this was a failure. This was a failure. We only can thank God for his divine intervention for the fact that Donald Trump is still alive here. Truth of the matter is that from somebody who tries to look at every single situation from a self-defense standpoint, if I was President Trump and any of my Secret Service pulled any of that BS, oh, fired. Truth be told, I would literally try to open an investigation on them. I would try to say, I'm curious as to why you did nothing. I would want to look into it personally. That's just me, though. Maybe, who knows? I'm just a gun tuber. You know what I mean? I'm nobody super special. But my whole point I'm getting at simply is the fact that Donald Trump is alive is solely divine intervention. It's not because the Secret Service did their job. It's not because those snipers took out the guy. In all reality, those snipers did what they were going to do regardless, because let's say it wasn't Donald Trump and it was somebody else or whatever. If somebody else started shooting, they're still going to, they're still going to take out the threat. They should have taken proactive measures, and they didn't. And honestly, while I can sit here and be very, very mad about it, and I 100% am, because truth be told, no matter how you want to try arguing it, people are trying to push that, oh, this guy was a registered Republican voter. So, his mother was a Democrat, his father was a libertarian, and supposedly this kid at 12 years old donated to Clinton under his name. Don't know how that happened, and also donated to the Biden campaign. But yeah, sure, he's a Republican, because I know so many Republicans that would donate to the Biden campaign. Like, sure, buddy. So here's what I'm going to say. There is no room for political violence. That cannot be the case. Whether we're talking against former presidents, whether we're talking against Supreme Court justices, whether we're talking against senators, congressmen, whatever we're talking about, political violence, that can't happen. And truth be told, the reason why it's happening is because they keep trying to put Trump under this headline. They consistently call him Hitler. They literally call him Hitler. There was a magazine cover released where it was Trump's face, but Hitler mustache, all this other stuff. All I'm saying is that in the end, when you sit there and push all this radical ideology onto people, someone's going to snap and try to do this, and that's where it's completely unacceptable. This could have been avoided by y'all not lying and pushing such radical ideologies onto people. Now, on top of this, on top of however many ways it could have been avoided, which it could have been avoided in so many ways, and you know what? I'll even be nice enough to be the person to say another way it could have been avoided is if the guy's dad pulled out, But all I'm saying is simply that in the end, when you look at it from a self-defense standpoint, the Secret Service failed Trump in several different ways. The snipers that took out the shooter failed Trump in multiple ways. The police who went onto the roof retreated after getting the rifle pointed at him. And once again, I'll play devil's advocate and say he called in a suspicious person, but conveniently they did nothing. So no matter what, that doesn't matter whether he called in a suspicious person. There's so many failures here that it's honestly despicable. A majority of these people truthfully need to be fired. There's no other way around it. Political violence has no room in this. The people who are openly saying that they wish the shooter had better aim and that Trump was dead, y'all need to be arrested. Why? Because guess what? If we said the same thing about Biden, we would have federal agents at our door. So guess what? We sit here and say, you know what? We're not going to say any of these things because we're better than that. We don't want to wish death on anybody. However, you guys do. It's funny because let's say we hypothetically did, we would be the ones who are getting federally investigated, but you guys are sitting here pulling all this nonsense, and the only reason why people are getting repercussions for it nowadays is because libs of TikTok is exposing them. Like, there's so many things that are wrong with what has happened here, and it's genuinely had me super pissed off. So I'm going to end it on this note before I start going into a completely different rant. Okay. Do I believe this was staged? No. If you believe it was staged, you are a piece of trash. Who's going to allow somebody to shoot that close to their head and say, yep, make sure to just get me right there in the ear. No, it was not staged. The people who are advocating for political violence are, one, the biggest hypocrites because they're the ones who like to claim victimization in any way, shape, or form they can. They need to be arrested. The people who were there at the rally for the Secret Service, the snipers, they all need to essentially be fired. We need to not sit here and have a woman as the head of Secret Service. We need to stop focusing on DEI hires. There are so many things here that essentially caused this assassination attempt to occur. Now, if there's anything else I'm missing here, you know what? There's one thing I'm missing. I'll add it in here. Apparently, the same day, Jill Biden was doing a speech as well in Pennsylvania and required Secret Service because she's the current president's wife. She's the first lady. That was Secret Service that would have gone to Donald Trump. Extra protection. Whatever. I mean, in the end, it genuinely just seems like a lot of people let some things down here, and it caused something that could have been very easily avoided. And truth be told, if the shooter did end up killing Trump, the Democrats think that, oh yeah, we're going to celebrate with joy. You don't think the Republicans and all the conservatives are going to do something about that? You just shot and killed a former president. You know what I mean? Y'all are celebrating this. Like, I'm sorry, you can sit here and say this kid was a registered Republican voter all you want to, but no registered Republican voter donates to the Biden campaign. No registered Republican voter donates towards Hillary Clinton. None of them do that. I'm going to wrap it up for this video. I can feel I'm about to go on another rant and go in circles. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And because you understand that there were so many screw-ups here, there were so many mistakes made that could have been avoided and would have avoided this assassination attempt on former and future President Donald Trump. Make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.